innovative power car number E13 on the Christian Business Plan Awards were also given out. In third place was from TU Munich, and winning the Business Plan Presentation Award was car number 16 from McGill University in Canada. Additionally, the two winners from Skid Pad in the electric class was car number E85 from TU Delft with an amazing time of 5.07 seconds. So they won that event by over half a second in their class. And winning the skid pad for the combustion cars was car number 1 from GFR, a time of 5.61 seconds. Hopefully we'll see some more competitive times today in acceleration.
Passwort von deinem Mac? Livestream. Livestream. Kameranummern stimmen, ne? Ja, das hat aber, das funktioniert aber. Das hat er schon gemacht hier.
Hier kann er sogar noch einen Zoom nehmen.
Ist die 3 okay vom Bild? Dann gehe ich jetzt mal vor.
Hello?
It's warming up just slightly here on the front straight. It's now up to 18 degrees Celsius, or 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Humidity is decreasing slightly, but we've still got a bit of a headwind at 6 kilometers an hour pointed down the front straight. The car from Munich appears to have rolled back into the garage, but it's been replaced with a car from the University of Washington, car number 6. We've now also got UASD Pulse car number 45 joining the queue to start acceleration. In the meantime, a reminder that if you've got any questions or want us to try to find out anything for you, give us a tweet at @FSG Live and we'll do our best to get you an answer. I'm here down on the grid with a team member from the University of Washington, first team in Q. Can you talk about some of the changes you made between the setup for a skid pad and acceleration?
So it was a pretty bold move, but we're going with the dry tires for Excel today. We changed the ARBs some, and we made some damping changes. We're also going to do some pretty drastic pressure changes and change some rear camber too.
It's very good. I'm especially surprised about the tires. What time is it now back home? It must be about 1 o'clock in the morning or so?
Yeah, all my friends are probably still drinking, but yeah, it's pretty early there.
Oh, good. So it's just about time to start working then when you're on your normal shop day.
Yeah, we're pretty jet lagged still. We've been here for 2 weeks, so we'll see if we can get through the rest of comp fine.
Well, the best of luck for the rest of competition, and yeah, good luck in acceleration.
Thank you very much.
So we're about an hour and a half in right now, and there's actually a fair amount of people on stand right now. We have 3 cars in the staging area, namely Washington, Paderborn, and Diepholz. We have yet to see our first run of the day, so let's see who it's going to be.
Looks like they're rolling car number 45 from Diepholz onto the starting line for the acceleration event. They've still got a bit of a push to get here, probably about 100 meters. Hopefully they don't change their mind in that time. The acceleration event itself is 75 meters in length. On the timing screen behind the acceleration strip, you'll see it currently says T2 DNF Run 4. It should give you the elapsed time of the run and also the average speed over the last 5 meters of the run. So hopefully that's all up and running, and we'll find out soon. The officials currently making some last-minute safety checks on the Diepholz car. Hopefully they don't take too much longer. Oh, and there's some excitement down here. It looks like Diepholz is rolling towards the line to start acceleration. 100 minutes into the acceleration event, and we have our first car. Just a reminder about the points available for the acceleration event. The acceleration event is worth 75 points out of a total of 1,000 for the entire FSG competition. Those 1,000 points are divided between 3 static events and 5 dynamic events. The static events add up to 325 points maximum, and the dynamic events add up to 675 points maximum. So both skid pad and acceleration are worth 75 points. The autocross, which will happen later today, is worth 100 points. Efficiency and endurance will both happen tomorrow at the same time. Efficiency is 100 points, and endurance is 325 points. And with that, Diepholz rolls to the starting line for the first run of the day and the first run out of any car for the day. First run is 5.88 seconds.
I feel like they were a bit hesitant off the line. They may get some time by just spinning the wheels a bit more at the start. Let's see how the second run goes.
Just going through the last few events for points. The static events, the business plan was worth 75 points, the cost event 100 points, and the engineering design 150 points. Altogether, between the static and dynamic events, once again, that adds up to 1,000 points. And actually, at the minute, it looks like there's quite a favorable tailwind that's kicking up at the moment. So maybe some other teams will want to take advantage of that before it decides to change direction once again. Diepholz uses a 4-cylinder Yamaha YZF engine as the powertrain for their vehicle. They've got a space frame chassis. They roll up to the line for the start of their second run. It's a very precise timing system we've got in place here. So we've got to make sure the car starts in the exact correct position. A bit more wheel spin that run. He's looking a bit quicker in general. It is a much quicker run at 5.5 seconds with a final speed of 79 kilometers an hour. It is the new fastest overall time of the day. Diepholz leads acceleration. Looks like next in line we've got car number 58 from Paderborn about to take the start of the acceleration. Paderborn utilizes a 4-cylinder Suzuki GSX-R.
Overall, despite being slower at the start line, at the finish line. So that means that their start has been quite a bit quicker.
University of Kassel takes the green flag. And they finish the run with a time of 4.81 seconds. The final speed of 89 kilometers per hour. Puts them into second place in acceleration. Castle look to be making some changes before they go out for their second acceleration run. I'm over here in the pits with the University of Kassel team. Can you talk about the changes you're making between your first acceleration run and your second run?
Yeah, I think we can change the starting RPM and also our traction control system, and maybe we can make a better run next time.
Oh, very good. Thanks for the info, and best of luck.
Thanks a lot.
Appears as if we've got car number E96 from Zwickau lining up to the energy meter check. Hopefully they'll be on track shortly as the first electric car to complete the acceleration run. Just behind them, we've got the University of Padova, car number 85, looking to make some final preparations before getting out on track.
Our first electric car has just rolled up into the staging area, car E20 from Belgium. We're actually not the first electric car though, because the car from Twicca was there already too. With them are the cars from Coventry, Paderborn, and just rolling up right now is Gießen. Also still here the guys from Washington and Kassel.
Just a reminder that Paderborn lead with a run of 4.43 seconds.
Also rolling up right now is car 21, the combustion car from KIT Karlsruhe. And it appears the guys from Washington are slowly but surely preparing for their first run.
University of Washington uses a Yamaha 450 powertrain, the carbon fiber monocoque chassis. It's a single-cylinder engine, so it'll have a bit of a different sound to the first few cars that have run. The officials making some final checks on the University of Washington's car. Currently about 1:30 in the morning in Seattle. So if any of their fans are watching online, we've got a few more minutes before you can take a nap. Those of you that were spectating the skid pad event yesterday may have heard Valencia in the warm-up area with their spectacular noise the car would make at their starts. Just to clarify, the sounds you hear now are not Valencia warming up further. There's actually a drag racing event happening on the Hockenheim drag strip adjacent to the front straight.
Meanwhile, the electric car from Zurich and the combustion car from Auburn are lining up too in the staging area. Zurich being the first four-wheel drive electric car of the day, I guess.
Washington now making its way up to the line. Time of 5.19 seconds for Washington with a final speed of 90 kilometers an hour. Looked like he had a reasonable start getting off the line. There's a bit of wheel spin. Potentially, as some more teams run, some more rubber will be laid down and the grip will increase right off the line.
I'm just going to give you a short summary on the status of scrutineering right now. In the combustion class, 47 out of 71 teams have fully passed all checks. In the electric class, it's 16 teams. Out of those, I think actually 15 teams that have fully passed everything. All of those electric cars have managed to put in the skid pad time yesterday. Out of those 47 teams in the combustion class, 45 have actually set the skid pad time. So that amounts to 60 teams, a little over half of the total amount of competing teams. Let's hope that there's going to be a bit more that managed to set an acceleration time for today. The guys from Washington are waiting a bit with their second run for the first driver. Looks like they're making some setup changes. They're actually one of the 6 teams that heard yesterday night during the award ceremony they were part of the FSG design finals.
We've now got car E20 rolling up to the start line. That's Formula Electric Belgium. They've got a 120 kilowatt permanent magnet motor in their car. First electric car to compete the acceleration run. Other features of car E20 include an optimized cable loom, a multifunctional dashboard, and steering wheel. Formula Electric Belgium is the only Formula student team from Belgium. It's actually merged from two teams that had originally competed against one another, have now merged and are now one team.
So it just fired up its tractive system, which we can see by the red light that starts flashing, and the sound that we can hear. Torque galore, with a lot of wheel spin and a final time of 4.26, which is the best of today so far. And here come Leuven for their second run. And they improved themselves by 1/10 of a second to 4.13.
Up next in line is car E96 from the University of Applied Sciences Zwickau. Zwickau utilizes two 45 kilowatt permanent magnet synchronous electric machines on the rear wheels to power their car. They've got a carbon fiber monocoque. We've also got a self-developed vehicle dynamic drive control and central electric unit.
And here comes our second electric car for the day. They've got their aero flaps in the rear wing all the way down, set to low drag setting. There it is. It's a time of 4.52. Again, lots of wheel spin from the start. And it seems like the driver was holding back a bit, or maybe the car was, before the finish line. So maybe the guys from Zwickau can go even faster.
We've now got a small line of cars building to take the acceleration event. Next up is car 81, University of Applied Sciences Stralsund. Stralsund utilizes a Barossi BT450 MX one-cylinder engine. It has a tubular space frame chassis.
But before Stralsund take to the track, Zwickau gets their second run. That looked more convincing. It's a 4.14. Only 1/100th of a second shy of the fastest time today so far, which was a 4.13 by Leuven. They had a lot of wheel spin, so it seems like their traction control wasn't fully operating yet.
University of Stralsund makes their way up to the starting line.
Some violent noises coming from the gearbox. It's a 5.61 for them.
Looked like they got bogged down a little bit at the start of the run. Hopefully the driver can give it a bit more gas and improve on their second run. Now up for their third run is Kassel. Apologies, second run. We're on at 4.89 seconds. It's not an improvement on their first run. They did have a lot of wheel spin when they took off, so that indicates there's still not very much grip around the starting area.
Stralsund are on their second run, and it's a time of 5.37, which betters their previous time. Stralsund is actually the oldest German team. They've been with us since 2001, so that's actually well before Formula Student Germany existed. They were taking part in FS UK back then. Right now, car E33 Zurich is rolling up to the line.
Zurich utilizes 4 37 kilowatt wheel hub mounted motors, so the four-wheel drive should give them some extra traction off the line.
Let's see if they can get below 3.5 right away. Yes, they can. It's a 3.30, which is very impressive, especially for a first run. But it's actually the fastest run ever on Formula Student Germany on an acceleration event. I'm actually pretty sure it's the fastest run ever on an acceleration event of any FSE event. It's still only their first run though, so let's see if they can better this. Up until about 2 weeks ago, the team of Zurich actually held the Guinness World Record for fastest acceleration of an electric car, 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, until the team of Stuttgart took the record from them by 6 milliseconds. I'm sure they're eager to show that they're still very quick on the acceleration. Next up, another combustion car. Let's see what Auburn can do. Nope. I'm not sure what happens, but I don't hear the engine, I think. Well, they got it running again. This is pretty much a last run, but they still have a second one for this driver. Here comes Zurich for their second run. Let's see if they can go even faster. It's marginally slower, still very impressive, of course. What you can clearly see with the Zurich car is that there's actually very little wheel spin off the line, although clearly enough torque to break traction if they want to. That is actually what you're looking for in accelerating from the line. It's just enough wheel spin to have the proper amount of slip, but not full wheel spin, because that will decrease your overall traction.
And even though that run was a little bit slower than the first, their final speed was exactly the same as it was in the first run.
It's also still faster than the previous world record up to 10 minutes ago. So I'm here with the driver for the ETH Zurich car. You just ran the fastest time ever recorded and formed a student in Germany. So, sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah,
How did you experience that?
yeah, it was pretty fast. It felt well.
Yeah, you can say that again. Do you guys expect to go even faster in the next runs?
Our next driver is a little bit less weight, so we hope so, yes.
Okay, very impressive, guys. Thanks. Good luck with the next one.
Up now, approaching the starting line, is the University of Warwick from Coventry in the UK. They have a single-cylinder KTM power plant, 450 cubic centimeters. Warwick University with a time of 5.91 seconds.
Actually, a pretty convincing second half of their acceleration run. Start could use some work, I guess.
University of Warwick vehicle actually has a self-developed electronic throttle and shifting control system. So we're putting that to good use in the acceleration runs.
And they do improve themselves as they go 5.56. Up next, our fourth electric car of the day, car E99 from Aachen. They have a pretty fancy ready-to-drive sound and a bit of a wobbly rear wing.
They've got two 42 kilowatt motors that drive the rear wheels.
Again, plenty of torque, 4.25.
Next up is car 21 from the Karlsruhe Institute of Technology. Karlsruhe actually has a custom-made 2-cylinder engine. Thijs, can you tell us more about it after Aaken's acceleration run?
Yeah, sure. First, let's see what Aachen can do. Looks a bit more control, and it's a 3.99, the second car to break into the 3-second barrier. Next up, Karlsruhe. They actually have a self-developed engine, as you said, Austin. It's a project that started 4 years ago together with UAS Graz. It's a project that they started with AMG, and a lot of the work on the engine is actually done by students at AMG. AMG provide the manufacturing of the main components, like the block and the carter and the cylinder and the internals. Most of the systems around that are completely self-developed and self-manufactured by students. Especially in the first year, both teams were struggling a bit with the engine. But in the more recent years, it has become quite a bit more sophisticated, and it's very powerful. It has a turbo, and let's see what they can do on this acceleration run. It's a 4.43.
You could certainly hear the turbo at the end of that run. The next car in line is car E6 from Osnabrück.
First though, the second run from Karlsruhe, I think. No, it's Osnabrück first. Looks like Karlsruhe elects not to take their second run right away.
Osnabrück's vehicle is powered by a 100 kilowatt motor on the rear wheels. It's a 4.4 second run. It looks like he bogged down a bit at the start of the acceleration, so hopefully he can improve for his second go.
What we've clearly seen so far is that the start is definitely the most important part of this acceleration. Basically, any extra speed that you can pick up in the first couple of meters, you carry all the way to the finish line. So whenever a start doesn't go as planned, you can immediately see that in the final time. At the same time, if you have a great start and you don't necessarily accelerate that much in the second part, you can still do very decently. the guys from Green Team Stuttgart, who just claimed the world record acceleration 0 to 100, as I just mentioned, just announced on their Twitter that they're on the way to acceleration. They don't seem to be very happy with the weather conditions, though. Of course, one of the very important things in Formula Student is safety. To that end, there is a power limit for both the combustion cars and the FS electric cars. In the combustion cars, that's enforced through a restrictor in the air intake. It very much depends per team how much power they actually get through that. But the theoretical maximum should be somewhere around 90 kilowatts. For electric cars, it's more direct, and the electric power is measured by a specific device. The power limit today is 80 kilowatts. It used to be 100 a couple years ago, was lowered to 85 in the second year that FS Electric took place. Since last year, it's 80 kilowatts, and that's the power limit that those cars cannot break. If they do break that limit on one of their 4 runs, even if it's not their fastest, they are disqualified for the entire event, so they will get 0 points for acceleration. By the way, that same rule, of course, applies to all the other dynamic events. This means that you cannot break the 80 kilowatt barrier for either autocross or endurance. You can't even break it for skid pad. Now, normally you would never need 80 kilowatts for skid pad, but it does mean that you need your your energy meter connected properly, and that if you do not connect it properly, you will still get disqualified because theoretically you would have been able to break the 80 kilowatt barrier. This has actually happened in the past. In 2013, the eventual winner, the overall winner, TU Delft, actually managed to disconnect their power meter right before the skid pad, sort of by accident. But it was their own fault, and they got disqualified for the entire event, for the skid pad event, that is. So they got 0 points for that. They still managed to compensate for that by getting enough points in other events, though, so they won overall.
Coming up to the line next is car 39 from the University of Toronto. They've got a single-cylinder Honda TRX 450 engine in their car. Toronto with a time of 5.24 seconds. Up next, we've got the University of Padova. They've got a 4-cylinder Honda CBR 600 power plant in their car. It's a 4.33 second run for Padova. Up now, Auburn is up for their second run. It's a 4.22 second run for Auburn. That improves on their previous best time.
Of course, they had some trouble in their first run, so I bet they'll be happy with this flawless run, or this uneventful run, let's call it that.
Now we've got University of Applied Sciences Konstanz taking the line. They've got a 4-cylinder Suzuki GSX-R power plant. It's a 4.77 second run for Konstanz. They appeared to bog down at the start as University of Toronto rolls by me to take the start for their second run.
Next up, Padova for their second run, as Freiburg lines up for their first run, and Washington is actually the first team to line up for their third run. Could use a bit more wheel spin, but it's a 4.26. And here comes Freiburg. They actually did very well on skid pad yesterday. They were faster in all the combustion cars, and they only had Delft ahead of them. It looks like only our left rear wheel is actually providing power, so that may not have gone as fast as they would have hoped. It's a 4.87. Let's hope they can get that left motor running too. Konstanz is taking their second run. It's a pretty sleek looking car. Driver making sure he's at the right amount of revs. And it's a 4.70, which is better than our first one. Up next, Washington for their third run. Their best time so far is a 5.19. And they bogged down again at the start. So this will probably not be all that fast. It's still faster than their fastest so far, though. It's a 4.84. I'm sure they can go even faster in the fourth, though.
Up now is University of Erlangen, car number 49. Using an Aprilia SXV 550 two-cylinder engine. It's a 4.63 second run for Erlangen.
They had a lot of wheel spin. Just a small correction, by the way. The run by Washington just now was actually their second run by the first driver.
Up now, we've got car E13 from US Munich. They're actually one of the first cars to show up to the acceleration event queue, but we're busy making some changes. They're now just getting to the line. It's a very quick run for Munich, a 3.5 second run. Puts them into second place, I believe. They've got 4 32 kilowatt motors, one for each wheel. It's a 4.26 second run for car number 55. Munich coming out for their second run now. A very slight improvement with a 3.56 second run. Solidifies their spot in second place.
Marginally improving on their first time, and pretty unsurprisingly right now, topping the charts are the 2 4-wheel drive electric cars that have run so far. Up next, the guy from from Uni Erlangen. They have an RIT sticker on their rear wing.
They must have made some friends with RIT.
Yep, they are the hosts to the RIT team from Rochester from the US every year. Erlangen had a lot of wheel spin just now. Looks a bit more controlled, not sure if it's faster. Yes, it's a 4.53. Gießen coming around for their second run.
Up next in line is car number 23 from Poznan University of Technology. They've got a 4-cylinder Honda CBR 600RR engine. This is actually the first car they've ever built, and coincidentally their first Formula Student Germany competition. Done quite well so far. It's a 4.89 second run for Poznan. Next up, car E7 from Stuttgart. They've got 2 rear-mounted motors. Poznan up for their second run now. Now got car number 60 from University of Applied Sciences Weingarten. They've also got a CBR 600RR engine. Appears as if one of the drive shafts has popped out of the car, having some
They
issues
should probably
getting
get a red
started.
flag. They have a loose right drive shaft.
Run is also the introduction of the media team's new drone.
If I saw that correctly, right at the start, their drive shaft connection to the differential actually came loose.
Next up, we've got car 79 from Pforzheim University. They've got a single-cylinder KTM engine. Pforzheim now taking the green flag for their acceleration run. Got a time of 5.08 seconds. Now I got Warwick University making their third run now. Bit of wheel spin off the line, but they still improve their time with a 5.16 second run. Up next is Western University from London in Canada. You've got a distinct double-decker front wing. They've got a four-cylinder Honda CBR 600 power plant.
I'm in the staging area right now, and there's a couple of cars lining up. Among them, the electric car from GFR. And
Plenty of wheel spin off the line, and they've run a 4.58 second run. Pforzheim now lining up for their second run. And they improve with a time of 4.92 seconds. Warwick University now lining up for their fourth run, and they'll actually be the first team to complete all 4 runs of the acceleration event. Bit of trouble getting off the line. I don't think they'll improve over the previous best time, and they don't. Now up, car 103 from TU Berlin. Got a single-cylinder BMW G450 motor. Also got some very interesting see-through bodywork, so you can see the driver's feet in action as he makes his acceleration run. sounds very dramatic with some backfiring as he accelerates through. He had a bit of a stall at the beginning, so it's not a very good run. Hopefully he can improve for the second run. Now Western University up for their second run. It's 4.52 seconds for Western University, and that improves on their previous best time. Now up, we've got Global Formula Racing, who won the skid pad event yesterday. See how they can do an acceleration. It's a 4.21 second run for them.
The fastest run of the day up till now for combustion cars is actually the 4.12 by the team from Gießen. The run just now by GFR is the second so far. They're just ahead of Auburn with a 4.22. Car 103 with some pretty dramatic gear shift explosions with a 4.31.
Sounds more like one of the dragsters over on the drag strip over there. Now up, we've got Hunan University, car number 73. And Hunan with a run of 4.4 seconds. Toronto lines up for their third run, the first run with their second driver. Time of 5.32 seconds does not improve as GFR lines up for their second run.
Let's see if GFR can break through the 4.12, which is the fastest combustion car so far. At front of the line right now is the team from Delft. I'm sure they'll be eager to take on the guys from Zurich. As GFR posts a 4.25, which is slightly slower than our previous time. And here comes the third four-wheel electric car of the day. A lot of wheel spin. DRS system opening halfway. It's a 3.94.
Now I got Hunan University making their second run of the acceleration event. Toronto lining up for their fourth and final run now. It's time of 4.99 seconds, and that's their best run of the day so far. And it will be the best run of their day because that was their final run. Now I got car number 69 from the University of Kansas, Lawrence. It's powered by a four-cylinder Honda CBR 600RR engine. It's actually the 21st year of competition for the University of Kansas Lawrence. They were founded in 1994. at the beginning of the run, and they've got a 4.26 second run. Just over a
Up
tenth
next
of a
is
second
Delft
out
for
of
their
first
second
place
run.
out of all the combustion cars. All right, we've got TU Delft making their second run of the day. Their four-wheel drive electric car. It's a 3.76 run for Delft, and that improves on the previous best time. I noticed that they've actually have an active DRS system for the run. They need more downforce at the beginning of the run, and the DRS didn't deploy until about a third of the way down the track. Now we've got car 15, UAS Graz, making their acceleration run. Bit of a stall at the beginning. With any luck, it'll be before the timing beacon was tripped.
Well, US Graz have got their motor running again. Unfortunately for them, the barrier was already tripped the first time they stalled, so their time's at 23.35. Kansas having some trouble getting off the line smoothly. Pretty snappy clutch. No troubles dumping the clutch though. And it's a 4.31 for them. It's not an improvement.
Got TU Wroclaw coming to line for their first run. Car number 110.
It's a 4.34 for the car from Karlsruhe. It's a 3.76 for car E11. While Freiburg drives a 4.83. The 3.76 from Corvallis from GFR just now means that they are pretty much tied for third place together with Delft, behind Zurich and Munich UAS. Here come the team from Poland for their last run. It's a 4.72, which is an improvement over their first one. It's their fastest time of today. Up next, US port time. This is their second driver, first run. GFR are looking to claim third place provisionally in the electric class for themselves. You have to do better than 3.76. It's a 3.87. Their first run still stands as their fastest so far.
Next up is the electric car from KIT, car number E15.
Which is, of course, another four-wheel drive electric car. I believe these guys have the lowest center of gravity of the entire competition. And they won an award yesterday for best e-drive packaging. It's a 3.63, which puts them in third place for now. By the way, the guys from Karlsruhe electric car also won second place in engineering design and second place in cost analysis last night.
Now up car number 127 from Schweinfurt. US Forsheim now making their fourth run. Time of 5.26 seconds does not improve on their previous best.
Airline's first run for the second driver is a 5.05. Meanwhile, Zurich lines up for the first run of their second driver. It looks like the University of Strathclyde will get to go first after the four-wheel drive electric car from Karlsruhe.
Up now is the University of
Looking very
Strathclyde.
smooth. It's a 3.60.
Apparently their muffler is hot stuff according to the logo on the side of the car. I would not touch that if I were you. Run of 4.52 seconds for the team from Scotland. And up now is car 92 from Oxford Brookes University. 4.65 second run for the team from Oxford that uses a single-cylinder KTM engine.
There's a whole bunch of electric cars lining up right now. As mentioned, Zurich is in the front of the line. Next to them is Vienna. And behind them is the electric car from Zurich, car E26. First though, Erlangen's final run. But they stall right in front of the start. Hopefully he can get it running again. Looks quite a bit more composed than his previous runs. It's a 4.38.
Now up the University of Strathclyde making their second run of the day. Time of 4.54 seconds is not an improvement. And now up Oxford Brookes making their second run in acceleration. Time of 4.71 seconds does not improve on their previous best.
As our current leaders of the chart roll up to the starting line for the third time. Their time so far is a 3.30.
Don't blink, otherwise you might miss it.
They matched their previous time. It might actually be slightly bit better at the millisecond level because the time is purple on the board.
Now I got Roclaw making their second run, car number 110. It's 4.24 second run. Improves on their previous best time.
That is actually a very quick run. I believe that's top 5 at the combustion class.
Western University from London in Canada now making their third run of the day. Time of 4.7 seconds for Western University.
Sounds like they missed a shift.
It's good to see Western University out on acceleration today. They had a bit of a small fire in the practice track yesterday, so it's good they've gotten that sorted out.
While Zurich lines up for their last chance today to break into the 3.2s. They assured me that this driver was even lighter than the first one, so looking good, and it's again a 3.30. Talk about consistency.
So that's 3 runs with the exact same time and exact same top speed.
The first, third, and fourth times were actually completely identical to the 100th of a second level. Our second time was marginally slower by 50 milliseconds. So it's actually very impressive to have such consistency over a couple of runs. That indicates that they have their stuff together.
And their top speed was actually exactly the same for all 4 runs.
It's also actually not that high, which indicates the point that I made earlier, that top speed is not actually the most important factor in a quick overall time. It purely comes down to the acceleration at the start of the run. That is something that Zurich have done very well. They have a tiny bit of wheel spin on all 4 wheels. They are just on the grip limit for all 4 of them. And that is how you get to the top speed as quick as possible. It is very probable that they are actually top speed limited quite a bit before the finish line, and they simply don't accelerate anymore as they cross the finish line.
Run for car number E20, Formula Electric Belgium, 4.07 second. That's their best run of the day on their 3rd run. Now we've got University of Stuttgart, E26. Do you want to tell us about their car ties?
Yeah, so Stuttgart is one of the other strong contenders with a 4-wheel drive electric car. As I just told you, they did get the Guinness World Record. That was, however, not with this exact car, but with its predecessor. Let's see if it will come off the line. DRS is opened, but I do not see the tractive system active light on. It appears their high voltage system is not active right now. He's talking to the marshal and he's being pushed back. It appears the driver couldn't start the car just now. I'm sure they'll try a second time. They've now completely shut the car down. It's up to them to now get it started again. First, though, it's the guys from Leuven to improve on their best run so far, which is a 4.07. Again, no lack of torque on those rear wheels. It's a 4.17. Their previous run still stands as the best one. It is actually their 4th run, despite what the scoreboard said.
We've now got UAS Berlin taking the start, car number 38. They've got a single-cylinder KTM engine and a very unique exhaust. It's actually a 5-liter beer keg they've added on to meet the noise restrictions. It's a 5.35 second run for Berlin. Now UAS Graz coming up to make their 2nd run. .25 second run for UAS Graz. It's quite a good time. Now we have TU Brno, car number 74. They've got a single-cylinder Husqvarna engine. Bit of wheel spin at the start with a 4.95 second run. Now car E45 from UAS St. Augustine. Time of 3.93 seconds, which is a very good run for them. Berlin now making their second run. They've got very distinctive engine cooling inlets on either side of the driver, reminiscent of Jar Jar Binks from Star Wars Eyes.
Unfortunately, that pretty much loses him this run. Even if he does get it started again.
Renault now out for their second run. They've got a very nice dragon on the rear wing. Bit of wheel spin to start the run. A 4.49 second run for them. .94 second run for St. Augustine. Paderborn with a time of 4.41 seconds for the third run. A car E69 for Augsburg taking the line.
Augsburg actually won the Opel Style Award last night. And their first time is a 4.44.
Car 127 from Schweinfurt making their, what I believe is their third run. Second run, sorry. It's 4.67 seconds for them. That's an improvement over the first run. Now up Paderborn for the final run of the day in acceleration.
The reason it's taking a while is that the car that previously ran is being pushed off the track further down the road. As soon as it's out of the way, I'm sure Paderborn can go for it.
Paderborn with a 4.4 second run. That's their fastest time of the day on their last run. Now I have Augsburg up for their second run of the day. Augsburg improves their time with a 4.24 second run. Now we have Aachen, car number E99, taking the start for their third run, the first run for their second driver. And up next, we've got car number 95 from Valencia with a 4-cylinder Honda CBR 600 engine. Sounds more like one of the dragsters over on the other side of the track when it starts up over the practice runs it was making yesterday. Got a big contingent of Valencia fans here watching right next to me as well. A bit of backfiring leads to a 4.99 second run for Valencia. It's car number 94 from Eslington, taking their first run now. And with that, we're entering the final hour of the acceleration event.
Let's do a quick rundown of the top 5 for both classes. In the electric class, of course, it's Zurich with a 3.30. It's Munich UAS with a 3.56 in second place, and Karlsruhe KIT with a 3.60. GFR and Delft share fourth place with a 3.76. The fastest combustion car so far is the car from Gießen with a 4.12. GFR is in second place with a 4.21. Esslingen actually tied that just now with a 4.21. And Auburn is in fourth place with a 4.22. Wroclaw and Augsburg share fifth place with a 4.24.
See if Auburn can improve now in their time. And they do with a 4.19.
Yep, they're claiming a second place with that. In terms of fastest combustion times, Zurich has shown us today that the asphalt is actually quick enough. So we might have expected something more like a 3.9 something. But who knows what's to come in the final hour. Well, there we go. This is an electric car, of course, but a 3.84 is great for them. That was the University of Aachen. Up next, the team from Valencia with their loud and noisy exhaust. Let's see what they can do in their second run. Yep, just what we ordered, and it's a 4.22, which is a significant improvement for them. And the fans are very happy with that. Especially the one guy in the red coat.
Here with one of the Valencia fans, what do you think about that run?
Yeah, we're cracking, man. We are so good. We went train so hard for this. 422.
Very good.
Thank you, thank you.
Well, good luck, Valencia. Here come Esslingen for their second run. Pretty convincing clutch drop, and it's a 4.27.
Now I've got Auburn for the fourth and final run, trying to displace the leader at the top of the combustion class now. They need to gain about 1/10 of a second to do so.
Yep, Auburn need another 70 milliseconds to claim first place in combustion. It's a 4.17.
Now I've got car 57, the University of Thessaly from Greece. The 4.67 second run for them on their first attempt. Car number E98 from Helsinki.
It sort of glides in. It's very quiet. With a slightly mysterious looking driver with his blacked out visor. Looking steady at a 4.22.
Wroclaw now making their third run of the day. Had a pretty competitive time so far. We'll see if they can improve. And they have with a 4.14 second run. I think that puts them in second place in combustion.
Yep, it's only just off fourth place, so that'll get them some decent points. Up next is Eindhoven. They also have a four-wheel drive electric car. It's their first year with a four-wheel drive car, although it is their 6th year with an electric car. Like Delft, they have Apollo tires, and let's see how quickly they will serve this track.
Meanwhile, Prague is warming up their engine, letting us know they're here. There's currently a red flag on course, which will explain the delay in the start for Eindhoven.
We can't actually see what's going on from here, but apparently there's something wrong at the end of the track. So Eindhoven will have to wait for now. Looks like we have a green flag again, and Eindhoven is off. It's a 4.53 for them for now.
University of Thessaly now making their second run.
Well, it was slightly anticlimactic, but it's still a decent run at 5 seconds, although it's not faster than the previous one.
Really giving Valencia a run for the loudest start procedure, I'd say. Let's see if car 110 can now make its way into the top spot of the podium in the acceleration event. Need to gain a few hundredths of a second. It's a 4.11 for them.
That is the new fastest run for combustion cars for today. And it's a 4.32 for them. Next up, Prague with their first run. Drivers barely keeping it on the track, and it's a 4.34 for their first run. Up next, car 76 from UAS Munich. It's a 4.13. Freiberg sounding great, and it's a 4.70 for them. It's an improvement on our previous run. We still have one left.
Here I am with the driver from Wroclaw. You've just set the fastest time in combustion, I believe. What do you
Make
think
some
about
noise,
that?
Wroclaw!
How was the run?
It was very good.
Well, congratulations. Hopefully your time stands up, and best of luck in the rest of the event. Do you have anything else to say?
No, thanks.
Prague improved to a 4.24. The previous run from UAS Munich gave them a very close second place. Let's see if they can take first in combustion class. Nope, it's a 4.26 for them.
Freiberg lining up for their fourth run.
And Freiberg improved their time of 4.70 to 4.63. The guys from Hamburg had not done any runs yet. Wing on low drag setting. .56. Up next is the electric car from Ostfalia. As you can probably see, there's two lines forming, two separate queues. One of them is actually for the first attempts, for the first drivers. That is the one on the left, closest to the stands. The other one, that University of Strathclyde is rolling out of right now, is for second drivers. The previously mentioned row for first drivers obviously gets right away most of the time, as it is the goal to have all teams at least run once. And the car with the baby on board drives a 4.42.
Now up, RIT Racing from Rochester, New York is up for their first run for acceleration.
RIT was struggling a lot yesterday at Skidpad to get their car started and keep it running. It would seem that they have the same problem right now. And it's being pushed back. They clearly have some challenges ahead of them in terms of starting procedure or cold start mapping. Up next, the guys from Hamburg for their second run. And it's a 4.39 for them. It seemed to me like that car was only powered by its left rear wheel, which is a problem we've actually seen with a previous car. That definitely hurt its time, and it was 6.35.
Now I got Ren Team Stuttgart number 2 taking the line for their first run of acceleration. Run of 4.21 seconds for Stuttgart.
I'm sure they're aiming for the best time right now, which is a 4.11. So they will need to find another 1/10 of a second, but they did have a lot of wheel spin off the line just now.
TU Berlin with a very dramatic sounding 4.26 second run, lots of backfiring involved. It was functional, a quick time for them. Now we've got Cal Poly Pomona, car number 9 for their first run. Got a bit of asymmetric aerodynamic geometry on their car. A winglet on the right-hand side appears to direct air into the radiator. That's not needed on the left-hand side. A bit of wheel spin at the start. They run a 4.35 seconds. Now up, the University of Hertfordshire from England, car number 78.
Ooh, a lot of wheel spin for Hertfordshire. And it's a 5.02.
And here comes Stuttgart, trying to find that extra 1/10 of a second. Again, a lot of wheel spin. Yes, they can do it. It is a 4.06. This is the new fastest time in the combustion class. Meanwhile, in our first driver queue, all the way in the front, there's the car from Akron with their biplane front wing. And behind them, it's E26 from Stuttgart, taking a second shot at their first run. They stalled the first time on the starting line. While TU Berlin starts their fourth and final run. Sounding pretty spectacular and clocking a 4.3. And here come the Americans. Also having to restart, just like their compatriots from RIT earlier.
I'm now down in the pits with the Stuttgart team. Speaking to the driver, you just set the fastest time for combustion with a 4.06 run. What are your thoughts on that?
Quite fast, but I think there's more to come because he is lighter.
So you think he'll be able to improve even further for the next few runs?
I hope so.
Well, best of luck.
Akron looking pretty good. It's a 4.32. I can see the tractive system active light burning, blinking at the green team car from Stuttgart. Let's hope they can keep it running this time. As Stralsund take the stage. Stralsund actually won the best prepared car for scrutineering award last night in the combustion class. Hertfordshire had a lot of wheel spin previously. It's not a lot different now. It's 5.39 for them. There is another red flag out, so defaults will have to wait for a bit. Looks like it's gone already. Yes, they're off. And their fourth and final run is a 5.8, which is not an improvement. But here come Akron, looking to better their previous run for the last run of their first driver. Yes, looking convincing. It's a 4.07. That actually puts them in a very tight second place just behind Stuttgart. It appears that the tractor system active light of Green Team Stuttgart has again gone off as they get the sign to go ahead. No, it seems to be on again. Now they have to wait, and GFR Combustion gets to go first. GFR actually not in the bad place so far compared to the front runners, considering what they might have expected with their single cylinder. This run, however, is a bit slower with a 4.42. Their best so far is a 4.21. That puts them in the 6th place so far. Now we have, again, Green Team Stuttgart on the line. Let's see if they can get it off the line right now. Well, driver struggling to keep it on the road. And it's a 4.34. I actually doubt that was using all 4 motors, or at least not to the same extent. You could see the car swirling dangerously to the left as the driver took off. Yeah, so TU Graz did a pretty good time just now. Rather confusingly, they have a huge Rennteam Stuttgart sticker on their wing, but of course, they're not actually Rennteam Stuttgart. They are now in a 3rd place with 4.08. GFR still looking to improve on their 4.21. Nope, it's pretty much the same as their 3rd run. It's a 4.28. There's another red flag out. Yep, it looked like Green Team stopped again and was blocking the road for a while. I'm not sure we'll see them for a 2nd run very soon. As car 85 runs down the line at 4.15.
Now up, we've got US Coburg, car number 70 for the first run.
That is an excellent time by Padova, and it puts them in 7th position for now.
Coburg's got a 4-cylinder Yamaha R6 motor in their car. Running 4.59 seconds for Coburg. Now up to
TU
Graz for their 2nd run.
TU Graz only needs 20 milliseconds to grab the top spot. I don't think this was faster. No, it's 4.12. He had a bit more wheel spin this time. Up next, Loughborough.
Loughborough with a 4.55 second run, their CBR 600 motor.
Padova's gone again. And it's a 4.06. That puts him on the first place right now, with a margin of only 1/100th of a second. Well, less than that even. According to our time, they are faster than Stuttgart, but it must be down to the millisecond level. While Washington struggles to get the power down at the start line. Of course, Red Team Stuttgart still might be able to get 2 more runs in. Padova have had all of theirs.
Now with the drivers from the University of Padova, who set the quickest
Loughborough
time
looking
in
quite a bit better than
combustion
last time around, and with a 4.21.
with a 4.06. What are your thoughts on that run?
Wow, that's cool. That's really, really cool. We work hard on this competition, and that's what we deserve now. Thank you.
Well, congratulations and best of luck for the rest of the weekend.
Thank you very much.
The first time for TU Munich is actually not as fast as you might expect. It looked to me as if he was still on his brake pedal while he was already accelerating. He was just standing still and his rear wheels are spinning already. So I'm sure he can improve on his 4.85 in his second run. Meanwhile, Washington is up for their 4th and final run. From where we're standing, it looks like Green Team sort of pulled back. I don't think we'll be seeing them for a second run anytime soon. Up next is Delft. They have a pretty decent gap to bridge towards Zurich. Their best time so far is a 3.76. So they're faster than that. It's a 3.69. Still almost 4/10 of a second to bridge towards Zurich though. It's interesting to note that the Delft car actually was 10 kilometers per hour faster over the finish line than the Zurich car. They were still quite a bit slower overall. Looked like a slightly better takeoff. And it's a 4.70 for TU Munich. TU Munich actually came second in the business plan presentation for the combustion class.
Constance now up for their third run. Constance with a time of 4.55 improves on their previous best. Now TU Delft for their fourth and final run at acceleration.
Yep, that looked like a better run for Delft. It's a 3.58. That should put them in third position, just behind UAS Munich, actually, who drove a 3.56 earlier. Sounding pretty dramatic. And it's a 4.24. Up next, the electric car for GFR for their third run. Until recently, they were sharing fourth place with Delft at 3.76. They don't improve on that yet. It's a 3.81. They're pretty close though, so let's see what they can do in fourth run. First though, the University of UAS of Constance.
Got the first run of the car from Moscow. It's a supercharged Yamaha YZF engine. Quite a bit of wheel spin off the line. And finished with a time of 4.56 seconds.
As the French car from Nevers comes around again. Slightly over-enthusiastic there. Now he can go. Looking pretty controlled. And it's a 4.20 for them. GFR still looking to improve on 3.76. It's another 3.82, which puts them in fifth position for now.
UAS Ulm preparing to take the start of their first run.
I believe these guys were the very, very last team to drive the skip pad yesterday as he bogs down on the start line. As mentioned previously, it doesn't really matter if he now gets his car running again. This run's pretty much lost. But he's got it going, and he can go for a second run. Oh, he stalls again. More revs.
Certainly has a very distinct smell of burnt clutch around the starting area right now. May have something to do with the failure to launch. Moscow now coming out for their second run.
lot of wheel spin again. And it's a 4.51 for the guys from Moscow. Here comes another second driver for a team. It's the combustion car from Karlsruhe, KIT.
Time of 4.18 seconds for them. That's their best time of the day so far. Some very happy fans behind me. Next up, Aalborg University for their first, running car number 18.
That time, Karlsruhe puts them solidly in the top 10. Aalborg unfortunately lost some time in the starting line by rolling over it very slowly. I'm sure they can improve on that on the second run by dropping the clutch a bit more violently.
Gießen now making their third attempt at acceleration.
They actually led the charts for a while with their 4.12, which is their fastest run so far. They need another 60 milliseconds to grab the top spot again.
It's a 4.21 for them, not an improvement. It looked like they had a bit of wheel spin at the beginning, which hindered the rest of their run.
Yep, they improve yet again. It's a 4.11 for Karlsruhe KIT.
And with that, there are just under 20 minutes left in the acceleration event.
That puts them in either a 5th or 6th place up to now. As we have entered our final 20 minutes of this event. Meanwhile, we'll still see a lot of cars lining up, and also a fair amount of cars in the first driver line. Let's see if we can get a lot of those running as the driver from Gießen comes around for the 4th and final run.
Run of 4.25 seconds is not an improvement on the previous best. Now up US Darmstadt, car number 42, the single-cylinder KTM engine. Run a 5.11 second time. Had a bit of a bogged down at the very beginning of the run.
Car 25 had some trouble shifting. It's a 7.08.
RIT is going at it again. Let's see if this time they can actually keep their car running. Yep, they're off. And it's a 4.89 for them.
Now got Darmstadt up for the second run.
Car number 20 from Magdeburg approaches the starting line for their first run.
Time of 5.07 seconds.
UAS Graz up for their third run now.
Wow, there we go. I predicted 3.9 earlier, and it's a 3.90. That is very impressive, and it's actually the fastest time by margin for any of the combustion cars so far. As RIT stalls on the starting line once again.
RIT now being rolled back by the officials. They'll give someone else a chance to go while RIT sorts out their issues again, or at least attempts to. With that, there's just about 15 minutes left in the acceleration event, and still quite a large queue of cars waiting to go. Magdeburg now up for their second run in car number 20. A 4.83 second run, that betters their time they set previously.
And here comes TU Graz. They're looking to extend their already pretty impressive lead. They just ran a 3.90. Unfortunately, that's that for them. Yep. This is the last run, but their previous one was still the fastest. Of course, this is UAS Graz, not TU, as I said previously.
I'm here in the pits with the UAS Graz team after having set the fastest combustion time of the day of 3.9 seconds. What are your thoughts on that, leading by over 0.15 of a second?
I'm really pumped right now, and it's a really good effort for the whole team.
Well, best of luck with the rest of the competition, and once again, congratulations. Hopefully your time will stand up.
Thanks very much.
And we've just entered our final 10 minutes of this event. As the team from Milan improves on the previous time with a 4.61. Up next is the team from TU Dresden. Another electric car, of course. 2 in-wheel motors on the rear wheels. Looking very composed, and it's a 4.75 for them. There's a red flag out at the moment. It's gone again, and the team from Pittsburgh will get the green flag. As they buck down a bit at the starting line, and it's a 4.58 for them, which is an improvement over their first run.
Car E60 from Chalmers making its first run at the acceleration.
The guys from Chalmers built their first electric car this year, and they drive a very decent 4.24 in their first run.
TU Brno lining up for their fourth and final run. Time of 4.35 seconds is their best run of the day. Now UAS Osnabrück making their third run in their electric car. TU Dresden lining up for the second time. The drone hovering ominously above us. Hopefully it doesn't lose power.
As Dresden goes for the second run in 4.43. Car 88 from UAS Kempten.
So on a 4.85 seconds gets them on the board. Now Chalmers up for their second run.
Right now there's 3 cars in the first driver line.
Bit of an issue.
One of whom, the team from Niederrhein, is right now going up to the starting line.
Chalmers doesn't improve over their first run. Hopefully they can get that sorted for the autocross event this afternoon. Now up car 118, US Niederheim. Bit slow off the line, leads to a 6.82 second run. Hopefully they can improve on their second go. Increase the revs a little bit at the start so they don't bog down quite as much. Now 5 minutes to go in acceleration. Still quite a few cars waiting for their first go.
Yep, that queue just got a bit longer again. And from where I'm sitting, there's about four cars left in the first driver queue. As we have 4 minutes left, the second driver queue is actually very long. I am very sure that most of them will not be able to get a second run.
It's now the third run for Eslingen.
As Esslingen drive a 4.46.
Now up US Kempton for their second run. Bit of trouble getting off the line so they don't improve on their first run.
And as we're nearing the end of this event, I want to remind you all that after this, the Formula Student Germany Sponsor Challenge will take place. Promised to be a very exciting, although maybe not that fast race.
Now
should definitely be
from
worth.
Portugal, IP Lira, their first run of the day. It's a 5.04 second run for them. St. Augustine up now for their third run. .92 second run for St. Augustine is their best time of the day. Now up Eslingen. Time of 4.3 seconds is their best time of the day as well. The combustion car from Eslingen having some issues getting off the line.
That is very unfortunate, especially as we enter our very last minutes of these events, and a couple of teams are waiting to get into their first run.
Portuguese team lining up for their second run.
car from Chennai, car 72, is making it known that he wants to run as well by revving up the engine dangerously. He's now in the front of the queue of the first driver.
Team from Chennai making their first run.
Unfortunately, he stalls the engine on the start line. He appears to have gotten it running again. And it's 1 o'clock. As the guys from Chennai actually got a pretty good getaway. And the first time was 5.83. US St. Augustine with their electric car. We're still up for their second run. Their fourth run. Second run of the second driver. And they will probably be the very, very last team to get to run. Yes, all combustion engines are now off. It's nice and silent over here. And we're about to witness the very last run of the day. Apparently they tripped the barrier on the starting line early, so their time is actually very low. I'm not sure what the timing guys will make of that.
Looks like they're getting a rerun. We made it almost all the way through the event without one, so it's quite smoothly up to this point.
That's pretty cool. It's the first rerun of the day, I believe, on our very final run. As we're waiting for car E45 to come around again. It appears that the time has been corrected, and it now stands at 3.85, which is actually pretty good. And that's it for today. For this acceleration event. In 15 minutes, the FSG Sponsor Challenge should start.
The tension is building here at the start of the FSG sponsors race as the first wave of riders appear to be lining up. Getting some last-minute instructions.
All right, we have the first contestants on the line here. I think we're going to see a start very soon. Peter, do we get a green flag? All right. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 on the run, all right. Auf die Plätze, fertig, los! Fantastic performance, isn't it amazing? And I think they all made it! All the vehicles made it. All right. So next contestants, please line up. All right. I think it is time to exit the dynamic area. We are so short on time. We won't see second runs, so it's a one run only event. Okay, next stint is coming now. The teams. Daimler is still trying to find the way. Wow, well done, well done. Okay, fantastic. They all made it through the entire distance. Almost endurance, almost endurance. Fantastic job, fantastic job. What do you think about it? Is it amazing what they do?
I think it's been really competitive so far. It's much closer than I anticipated, and some of the alternate designs seem to be paying off.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm amazed that the Audi RS and RS 0.5 is trying it again. I'm not sure where they're getting the speed from that they didn't have the last run, but let's see what's coming. Maybe they find a turbocharger there. Okay. Let's see what's coming. Wow, amazing performance. And fantastic. All right, the Decra is over there, the cone killer Decra. And Audi is, off track. Oh, I think that was actually off track. However, oh my God, what do we have here? We have, this looks pretty dangerous here. Let's see what's that giving us. All right, fantastic. Fantastic job. Now, I see Harting at the start line. I see here at AMZ, I see, oh, the Opel is there. The rocket car, very amazing. Right, yep. All right, let's see what we're seeing. All right, that looks like a lot of manpower here. Lot of manpower. They should have had a break there. Dangerous. I think they missed the break in scrutineering. Wow, they all made it once more. Now, we have a single contestant because of dangerous behavior, potentially. A drone striker here from Male. Let's see what that brings. Peter, we need a starter.